So let's see what we could do about this. We are on page number Ayin Ches. Ayin Ches in the Tivuk Gavonos. So as a beginning of Rab Vayr Ata, so now the Rab is coming to explain as Gavonos Tzitzis, what's Pshat and Tzitzis. Show you no again will vosh bisman shebeis mikdash loyakayim. Okay, just finishing out that idea, that sentence. Let's move my book around a little bit. He said, let's go over to the next page. And he says, V'lechein, shebizman shechoy hamikdash kayim, hoy nogim l'lvush tzitzis mechut tachelet v'lova. Now, this is the basis of why I said that I'm not sure that he's talking about our world. He's talking about Olam Etzilus, I think. So at that time, there was this double set. So ve'elu hatzitziyus shalchut tachelet v'lova, Yotze ma'arba mochin al-kulula b'muach chochma dezad b'tzad ima. So this means that the muach chochma that is actually in Zah, but it comes from ima. It's the ima. There's Abba v'ima coming to Zeranpin, and this is the ima part. Because we, as he said before, that ima, this is all about ima. All the tzitzis are all about ima. So then he says, so these mochin that come from Ima, they get put into the chochma zer anpin the b'tzad Ima rak achar achiluf, but that only happens after the chiluf. And for the last one that we learned, it appears that the chiluf is not taking place now; it only takes place at the time in the Bais of Hamikdash. But before that, they were the four mochin that were in Bina, the Zad, the B'tzad Abba. In other words, they were Abba Dika, they were over here on the far end, they were the Yaakos. So he says, okay, as I go back and forth, I lose my place every time I'm not prepared for this. Let's see. Begam Amar Noshem Arba Mochin, where we are. So where am I? V'tzarech Bir. The Mechad Sheninu, Ki Kol Arba Chatzitzios, He Beklalas Muach Echad Belvad. Now, did I skip something? So at Ibish, He Beched the Kamosha, Hoy Chola Lahamshek Mocha in the Bina de Ima. Okay. Let me go to the very top because I'm not keeping good track of where I'm starting. So it says, or I'm in the wrong place altogether. Oh gosh, where am I? I started reading over here Nevar Ata Amayin Ches, so I've got to be somewhere around Pei Aleph. So number Pei in the Tivi says Ve'elu Hatzitzio Shalchut Tachelet v'Lovan Yotze Ma'arba Mochin the Klula B'Muach HaChochba Dezad B'Tzad Ima. So we just showed that. That's where I'm at. Marba Mochin Chaludun Nechlala B'Chochba Dezad B'Tzad Ima. So that which pours into Zah from Iman Rak Achra Chiluf, but that's only after the switch that takes place, that mixes male and female. But before the chiluf, which I guess the concept there is yichud, is a certain type of yichud. But before that, there were just four mochin that were included in bina. That is the bina, the zah, the b'tzad abba. So that was a part that was going into abba, which I'm assuming that since this is after the churban, that's what's going on now. That we're getting just whatever's coming to Zer Anpin is not switching. So he said, but Ba'arba Mochim Elon and Nechlal and Achra Chiluf B'muach Achok B'dezah the Mitzad Ima Yesh Bechem Arba Mini Miluyim Yaakov. So that was the Yaakov that I showed over here on the side right here. This are four different possible Miluyim of Yaakov. He said, "Connected arba b'milcha b'Yaakov aim arba tzitzios anteluyim b'arba kanfos tzitzis." So then we have our four tzitzis, and they go with these four names. And then he says anteluyim b'arba that are on the four corners. Of elu arba b'milu shemu shel Yaakov, and these four different combinations of how you can spell Yaakov. Shehein arba samochem akolula b'muach hachachma, because in the muach hachachma itself, there are four parts to it, which is, does he have it labeled over here? No, but it has four parts to it. So each one of them is a muach on his own. So there's the chokhmah part, the bina part, and two middle parts. Yesh bechem shlosha of achas osius. So if you add up the letters of the Yaakos, that you will find that they come to be 31 letters. V'atach b'voyer rav heich yesh shloshim v'achas osius ba'arba mini milui Yaakos. So now he wants to explain how that works. V'hu shechab rishon, which is Yaakov the milui Yudin, v'chein the milui Asheni shuhu Yaakov the milui Yudin v'aleph, v'chein the milui Shlishi shechein Yaakov the milui Alofim. Yesh b'kol echad bechem shmona osios. Each one of them has 8 letters. So now you got the 24. But then when you get to the shmona osios sheyesh be'elach shlosha, v'shmona osios sheyesh be'elach shlosha mini miluyim Yaakov. Yesh kenegdem shmona chutim b'kol kanaf mekanfos tzitzit. So each one of those counts really goes into one of the corners, which is the 8 different parts. So that's how much it could be broken down. So once again, this is my weakest theory of trying to relate to understand what's going on. I think he's saying that this is Malchusdik, all this about Malchus, because Malchus is counts. And so that's my theory right now. I'm working on that. But the last one is the Milu of Hayan. He says, Oz ein boki im sheva osil bilvad. It only has 7 letters. So what are you going to do now? Because then he shows it to us right here in the script, which is Yud K Vav Yud Vav Dal K Vav Vav. So now you have 24 and 7 makes 31. V'lechein keneged sheva osios sheyesh b'milu Yaakov dehayin yesh sheva chutim leben the lovan. Those are the 7 white strings of the kanaf in that particular corner. V'chut echad nosef shuhu shal tacheles. And then, what you do here is you add at the very bottom of everything, which once again says lashon malchus dig. Is at the very bottom, who mitzdaref the sheva chutim alova, that gets brought together with the 7 chutim of white. So now you have 7 white and 1 blue-green. V'yachtav hem machavin as shmona chutim atzitzis, and now you have the entire 8. V'chatam shetachedes mashlim l'chuti halova chaserim. So why is it that this makes the completion? So there's that final milui that we're talking about, which is Yud Vav Daled K Vav Vav, which has only 7 letters. I think let me see, what's the place again? So he says, I lost the place again. As ein boki im sheva osi bilvad kazeh. He shows it to us. I saw that before. So the l'chein connected of the sheva osia sheyesh b'milu Yaakov dehayin yesh sheva chuti lovin b'knaf. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm reading back again, but I lost my place, as I've been doing. V'chut echad nosif shehu shel tacheles v'chum mitzdaref the sheva chuti lovin v'yachtav heim mahuvim as shmona chuti atzitzis, and that's how you get the 8 chutim. V'chatam shetacheles mishmashlim the chuti halovin chaserim. So why does Tacheles work? Who mishum shemilu Yaakov revi shuhu hamilu akron miluyav behayin, that one that we're talking about here. V'shem Yaakov b'milu hayin hu b'malchus. So it always refers to malchus. So we understand now. Let me tell you that this mixture of colors here, or this blue-green color that we have, is referring to malchus. So I'm not sure that I heard that before, but he says that the Tacheles is the Shechin itself. So when you're looking at your tzitzis, if you have a purple one, it can remind you of that. Tacheles ihi adni. So he says Tacheles also this name adni. So all these two together, Tacheles and Adni, and other names perhaps, and the Shrina, all refer to Malchus. So he says, so it's really a reference to the final Hay. And that's the letter, let's face it, that's missing in all of these Yaakov. So in other words, your search, I don't know what he means. He says there's this missing part that everybody is searching for, I guess, or they're all coming to that to try to make it shalom. So it's missing a chut, connected to osa chesera b'Yaakov, the milui hayin. The Hainu Shehem Rock Lamed Aleph Chutim, V'Kadei Lahashlimim Lemisper Lamed Bais. He says what? Lokim as the Malchus and Amromezes. If we take the Rachel, which is really Remez of the Chut, the Tachelet, which is now once again discolored Tachelet. Shehi Tehei Mishma Shlima as Chutia Tzitzis the Misper Lamed Bais. So this was what it means into Lamed Bais, that now it could be made into 32. He hasn't developed the idea of 32, so why we get to why is 32 an important number, I don't know. So let's go on. So let's bring it together with the 7 tekilas of Lavan. So now what's going on now? Now you have 8. So the Tachelet, which is really a reference to Malchus, Mashlim as Sheva Chutim Alavan Yachtav. So it takes the 7 and it completes them, all of them together. The Hiyos and Shmona Chutim B'tzitzis, and now there are 8. Heim Ata Lamed Beis Chutim. Now he repeated himself again, and so now we understand that's true. So the reading Shagavanas the Tachelet he the Hashlim Shem Yaakov. So if you say okay, so that's what it is. It's making the name Yaakov complete. The Milui Hayan Daika. Because it has seven letters, connected Sheva Chutim, which can correspond to the 7th, and the 8th one is missing. Now you bring in Tachelet, so going on in case, so if that's the case, he said, so you don't need it on all of them. What do you have it on all of them for? Because the other ones already have their 8 string. So we had that, but often shekanat for Rishon who connected Yaakov the Ave, and has yes chosias if you add all of them together, and out of time. Okay, so we'll start over here again. That time is I don't want to say it. It's a killer. This is Baruch Fleischman at the Tikkun Elevator Kola.